Hey everybody, it's Lisa Purdy, and I'm here with you today reading through the book of Genesis. I'm in chapter 43. Feel free to read along in whatever version you have. I'm using the Amplified version, and let's get started. But the hunger and destitution and starvation were very severe and extremely distressing in the land of Canaan. And when the families of Jacob's sons had eaten up the grain which the men had brought from Egypt, their father said to them, "Go again, buy us a little food." But Judah said to him, "The man solemnly and sternly warned us, saying, 'You shall not see my face again unless your brother is with you.' If you will send our brother with us, we will go down to Egypt and buy you food. But if you will not send him, we will not go down. For the man said to us, 'You shall not see my face unless your brother is with you.' And Israel said, 'Why did you do me such a wrong and suffer this evil to come upon me by telling this man that you had another brother?' And they said, 'The man asked us straightforward questions about ourselves and our relatives. He said, "Is your father still alive? Have you another brother?" And we answered him accordingly. How could we know what he would say? Bring your brother down here?' And Judah said to Israel, his father, 'Send the lad with me, and we will arise and go, that we may live and not die, both we and you, and also our little ones. I will be security for him. You shall require him of me personally. If I do not bring him back to you and put him before you, and let me bear the blame forever. For if we had not lingered like this, surely by now we would have returned the second time.' And the father Israel said to them, 'If it must be so, now do this. Take of the choicest products of the land of your sacks, and carry down a present to the man, a little balsam, and a little honey, aromatic spices, and gum of rock rose, or ladanum, pistachio nuts, and almonds. And take double the grain money with you, and the money that was put back in the mouth of your sacks. Carry it again with you. There is a possibility that its being in your sacks was an oversight. Take your brother and arise and return to the man. May God Almighty give you mercy and favor before the man, that he may release to you and your brother and Benjamin. If I am revered of my sons, and I am revered.' Then the men took the present, and they took double the grain money with them and Benjamin, and they arose and went down to Egypt and stood before Joseph. And when Joseph saw Benjamin with them, he said to the steward of his house, 'Bring the men to my house and kill an animal and make ready for the men who will dine with me at noon.' And the man did as Joseph ordered and brought the men to Joseph's house. The men were afraid because they were brought to Joseph's house, and they said, 'We were brought in because of the money that was returned in our sacks the first time we came, so that he may find occasion to accuse and assail us, take us for slaves, and seize our donkeys.' So they came near the steward of Joseph's house and talked with him at the door of the house, and said, 'Oh, sir, we came down truly the first time to buy food. And when we came to the inn, we opened our sacks, and there was each man's money, full weight, returned in the mouth of the sack. Now we have brought it back again, and we brought down with us other money to buy food. We do not know who put the money in our sacks.' But the steward said, 'Peace to you, fear not, for God, your God, and the God of your father has given you treasure in your sacks. I received your money.' And he brought Simeon out to them. And the man brought the men into Joseph's house and gave them water, and they washed their feet, and he gave their donkeys provender. And they made ready the present they had brought for Joseph before his coming at noon, for they heard that they were to dine there. And when Joseph came home, they brought into the house to him the present which they had with them, and bowed themselves to him to the ground. He asked them of their welfare, and said, 'Is your old father well, of whom you spoke? Is he still alive?' And they answered, 'Your servant, our father, is in good health. He is still alive.' And they bowed down their heads and made it obeisance. It's Obeisance. And he looked up and saw his full brother Benjamin, his mother's only other son, and said, 'Is this your youngest brother, of whom you spoke to me?' And he said, 'God be gracious to you, my son.' And Joseph hurried from the room for his heart yearned for his brother, and he sought privacy to weep. So he entered his chamber and wept there. And he washed his face and went out, and restraining himself said, "Let dinner be served." And the servants set out the food for Joseph by himself, and for the brothers by themselves, and for Egyptians who ate with him by themselves, according to the Egyptian custom, not to eat food with the Hebrews, for that is an abomination to the Egyptians. So they ate separately, okay? And Joseph's brothers were given seats before him, the eldest according to his birthright, and the youngest according to his youth. And the men looked at one another, amazed that so much was known about them. Joseph took and sent helpings to them from before him, but Benjamin's portion was 5 times as much as any of theirs. And they drank freely and were merry with him. All right, that wraps up this chapter. Join in for chapter 44 next time, and you guys have a great day.